Before we move to adding doors and windows to our project, I do want to talk about saving the project and also cover a little bit about the file formats in AutoCAD. So to save the project, you can basically click on the icon right here beside the open icon, and it's basically like a floppy disk. So you would click save, and that will save the drawing, and it will ask you like where you want to save it. And then the next option is the save as, which will actually also open a window and basically will ask you like what is the name or where you want to save the file. I've already saved this drawing originally, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the save as, and then this will open this window, and then from this window actually you will basically put the name, choose the location, and then below you will see we have the file format. So I'm just gonna save this first. I think I'm calling it study case or case study 4. Let's just do that. Can rename it always later. So you would just click save, and boom, you have the drawing saved. And then always try like every 15 to 30 minutes, like to keep saving your drawing. The shortcut for the save is Command S on the keyboard, or if you want to do the save as, it's actually Command Shift S. Now I will open the save window again, and I'm going to do the save as, and I use the shortcut for that. And I do want to go over the file formats that you can see below. So I'll click on it, and you will see we have like an extensive list um, of different formats that we can save our AutoCAD drawing in. But basically, you will see that on the top, for the most part, we're seeing like 3 different formats really. So we have like the DWG extension, and then there's DWT, and then there's the DXF. So the DWG is basically like the standard format that whenever you save your drawing in AutoCAD, it will be saved using that format. I think stands for drawing most likely. And this is like the most common format for AutoCAD that everyone use. Now you will notice it's saying AutoCAD 2018, 2013, and then other years as well. I'm using the 2023 version for this course, but basically the way it works for AutoCAD is that Autodesk, the maker of AutoCAD, every like 3 to 4 to 5 years, they release a new year version of this file. And I believe the reason for that is because they keep adding more functionalities to the AutoCAD drawing, like they add new object types or they add new commands that weren't available in previous versions. And that's why they try like to do it like every 3 to 4 years. They don't do it yearly, but basically it's just to add more compatibility to the file format. Now, the newest AutoCAD, like for example here, the 2023, I can always open everything like previously created. So it's backward compatible. So I can open all the way to this version, AutoCAD R14. I haven't used it, but anyway, like I guess this is the oldest that this version can support. And it's the same for the DXF file. It also can open like previous versions, but you probably guessed it that the older AutoCAD versions can't open newer files. So for example, if you have AutoCAD 2010, for some reason, you have it, the company that you work with or you work for actually is using that version. They had it before and they kept it. You won't be able to open like newer files such as the 2013 year format or the 2018. So it's pretty common in the industry to actually, when you send AutoCAD files to people, to other designers, consultants, or to the client, you kind of always want to do like, you always want to save your project in an earlier version. I usually do like the 2010 just to make sure like people are able to access the file no matter what AutoCAD version they have. So just keep that in mind when you're working with AutoCAD and, for your reference for the future. So like I said, the DWG is the standard format. Whenever you save your project, this is how it's going to be saved. Now, if you remember when we originally started the course, like at the very, very beginning, we started our drawing from a template, from one of AutoCAD templates, and it was called acad.dwt. The DWT extension is actually a template extension. Surprisingly, it doesn't have a year version. Not sure why, but anyway, it doesn't have a year version, just like the drawing. But basically, the template file, it's really good. Like, for example, if we save the current project we're working on as a template instead of a drawing, that means we can use it later on to start a project from it. And basically, all the dimension settings will be there, the text setting will be there. And maybe we will create a template down the line, like once we add all the other settings that I usually save in a template. So it just really saves you time to like to have a template and to set up everything in there that you would be using all the time. And anyway, we'll talk some more about it later. The next file format I want to talk about is the DXF, which you can see below here. Now, from my understanding and like from the quick research I did, so the DXF format is also created by Autodesk, the maker of the company that makes AutoCAD. But this format is like semi-open source. I don't have better words to describe it, but I believe like they allow other companies to also to use it or to license it, like to use it for free, I guess, like to create other CAD software, because CAD is computer-aided design, so there's a lot of CAD software out there. So Autodesk decided to make this one like semi-open source again, and people can license it and use it for their other CAD software. It's not common to use this file format. Everyone I've worked with, like all the different engineers, architects, and consultants, everyone used the DWG format. The DXF, like the few times that I've seen it or I've used it personally, is I worked one time with a stone company and they have CNC machines. And the CNC machine, you can basically feed it a CAD file in the DXF format. And basically, we just had an outline of how we want the stone to be cut. And then the CNC machine was able to read that file and it actually like cut the stone slab based on the drawing that we had. So I believe like DXF is used more for machines, for laser cutting, or CNC machines, and so on. That's like the only case that I've personally seen it. I've also seen it like some other design software. Um, I know Illustrator from Adobe can export to DWG. I believe they can also do DXF, but some other design software, you can actually do the exporting in the DXF format. They don't have the DWG. And I haven't seen any differences between the two files. I've seen like all the features work the same. So I would recommend if you're architecture or in the interior design industry, just stick to DWG. But DXF should work fine and completely up to you. The last file format I want to cover is basically the bag format, which you can see right here, right under like drawing 3. So essentially, every time you save your project in AutoCAD, it will it will always create like a separate file, and it's in the file format of .bak, and that is actually a backup file. So that backup file is actually like the previous save that you've had. So let's say I would save my drawing right now, that file would have like literally the previous version of my last save. So, and the way to use it, all you need to do is to select it, rename it, and then switch the extension from BAK, just switch it to DWG, and then you would save it, and then like you would click like to finish that, and then you're able to open it and actually access the previous version of your drawing. Now you might think like, wow, that's amazing. I always have a backup, but just so you know, this is literally the previous save. So this is not going to give you way earlier versions of your drawing or project. This is just good like for like a quick save, basically, like something like right before I added walls, for example, or right before I added doors. So just keep in mind, it's been handy. I've used it over the years and it's good to use. I've created a little cheat sheet. I figured it would be handy, and I'm gonna go ahead and share it with you. It's basically this. If you want to download it or save it, or maybe just take a screenshot of it, really. I'll put the download link for you. I'm providing it like in picture and PDF format, and you can get it for free, of course. It's just for you, basically, if you're just starting in AutoCAD, like just to get familiar with the different file formats, just to quickly memorize it. And I do have more. I created more, and I'm still working on more pamphlets or like cheat sheets. So I'll give you the download links and you can use all of them for free. So that was everything regarding the file format that I wanted to cover so far. And now we are ready to move to the next section where we add the doors and the windows to our project.